When we first started this project, Sherry and I got together and we decided that we wanted to do something to join efforts for the art and for agriculture. So we come up with this Gallopalooza. We decided to use the horse because it's representative of Kentucky, especially with our thoroughbreds. So we ordered a thoroughbred cast from fibercast.com for about $1,000, and it cost $500 to ship it. So we had a little bit of extra cost that we weren't expecting. Whenever we got the horse in, then we had to decide what we were going to do with it. So we wanted to integrate, get students involved, improve the campus by installing it for the long haul, and then we wanted to make sure that it was project-based and hands-on. We wanted to contribute it back to the community by installing it on the street so that it can be on the campus and in the community itself. And then we wanted to make sure that the kids were able to explore some real-world possibilities with things that they needed to solve. One of the things was, where are we going to put the horse, and how are we going to design the space to make sure that the horse fits into where that it's going to be. The classes that we involved was the engineering class, art class, agriculture class. We did we're wanting to do a school-wide dedication of the horse whenever we install it onto the campus. And we want to make sure that we do some activities that's surrounded around the horse theme itself. For example, we could do a derby party out in the parking lot, as far as that is, and have something, there and actually celebrate the parts of Kentucky that's thoroughbred. This is the spot that we decided to install it. We already had landscaping in that area, but we had to clear that out because we had to make sure that the space was available to make visibly appearing nicer than what we wanted it to be. But we started clearing away. That was whenever Shorty's classes came in, and they took out all of the mulch and stuff, and they started pouring the platforms for the concrete. They did a lot of the work for us, and we were actually going to use some pavers out there, but the pavers and the concrete were comparable in price. So we just decided to go ahead and make it a permanent concrete structure instead of something that was being able to be lifted up and packed away. Then when we got our horse in, it came in this huge crate, and we started to uncrate the horse. That was pretty interesting because when it comes primed already, so you have to clean it. So we went through this cleaning process of wiping it down, making sure that it was dry, making sure everything was ready for it to go. It's a very porous animal, so whenever we took care of it, we had to make sure that it was cured at least 24 hours after we washed it so that the paint would stick. And then we started the design on it. One of the things that we did was come up with ideas of what kinds of designs we wanted to incorporate, but we wanted it to include agriculture and the state of Kentucky. So we came up with the state tree, the state flower, the state bird, all of these designs that came into play, and then we took the agriculture emblem and wrapped it around its head. This is Caitlin Hall that's with me today. She's the one that did all of the drawing and the artwork on the horse. So I'm going to turn it over to Caitlin and let her talk to you about some of the designs and some of the paintings that she did on it.
Well, we first decided what we were going to put on it and where it was going to be best fit. And I started drawing on it. I went to different places, and I finished it, how long?
It's about 3 weeks.
3 weeks to get it done, and I had to go in on spring break to work on it, really like 4 or 5 hours, and it came along really, really good. Everybody was coming in, looking at it, telling me it was looking really, really good.
She was very, very inspirational to me because every time that I would come back to look at the horse again and again, she would have more and more and more done. The idea that she did all of this freehand on this animal itself, I mean, none of this is traced or anything like that. She freehand drew it, and you've got, if you know anything about the shape of an animal or anything else, you have a lot of obstacles that you have to overcome just in the shape of the body itself to get the images to fit where you want them on the body. So she was able to take apart parts of this emblem and put it in places where that it needed to be, show that the horse has actually got like the saddle on. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but if you look at the horse outside, the bridle is sort of made out of tree branches, and the cardinal sits on the side of the bridle. So she did the emblem. This is the emblem of the FFA right here. And then she did farm scenes in the state of Kentucky. So it has a state of Kentucky on each side of it. One of them is the old-fashioned plow. This one is the one with the tractor. And the fact that I watched her do this tractor with a little bitty tiny paintbrush just simply amazed me, because she filled it every bit in and was so meticulous about it. It didn't really have farm all on it at first. It had John Deere. And Miss Stewart come in and said, you know, that's the wrong tractor, so you need to put this on it. And in 3 seconds, she had John Deere taken off and Farmall put over top of it, and you couldn't even tell it had ever been there. So I was absolutely amazed. She did an excellent job. Thank you.